Netflix debuts its first trailer for its original movie starring Will Smith, and SyFy is getting its own DC show based on Superman's home planet. All this and more on today's Comic Tube.
Hey guys, I'm Leroy.
And I'm Anthony.
And welcome to Comic Tube. And right off of the heels of San Diego Comic-Con, we're bringing you the news. Now, we know that a lot of us couldn't make it, us included. This is why we're sad. This is why we kind of look sad because...
I don't like planes.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I've never been to San Diego Comic-Con.
Neither have I.
You know what I mean? And I always do New York Comic-Con.
Yeah.
But what sucks is that San Diego Comic-Con always has the best news.
Yeah.
New York Comic-Con used to be like that, but not anymore.
Yeah. More San Diego, but that's why we're here. We're here to
That's
give
why we're here. Because I know you're not there anymore. Unless you were there, you probably didn't get to Hall H. Sorry, but we're here for that.
The blood of House L will always bind us together.
Starting off today with the teaser trailer to Krypton, which will be on SyFy channel. Now, Krypton is something that I'm not too familiar with. I know about Superman, but maybe you can let me know what this show is going to be about, because it looks like it could be great.
He was born on that planet.
Well, I know that.
And then they sent him here.
Okay, well, I know that.
So what else is there to learn?
Well, they might not have a whole show if it's...
They do have a show. But that's the great thing about this show, is that it is the origin story of Krypton in its history. We've seen many versions of Krypton in TV. We've seen many versions of Krypton in movies, comics, everything.
Yeah.
But this show is going to be about his grandfather when he was young. We don't know much about the history of Krypton. They always say, oh yes, Kryptonian history. Okay, what history? And that's what this show is going to answer.
Well, then I'm sold. Then if there's a history to it, then it's great.
And I'm very excited because SyFy has been great with their shows recently.
Yeah.
You have their show. You have The Magicians. You have Wynonna Earp. You have Dark Matter.
Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica back in the day, but it's still the original content. I mean, it's not Sharknado. Their movies are but they're fun.
Yeah.
But it's something original, and I am very excited about that. Now, I heard something, and I don't know if you heard about this news. It turns out that they're going to introduce time travel. And I got a little turned off because they were talking about that the time travel was going to be people trying to stop Superman's birth, and that's how they run into Superman's grandfather.
Whoa.
And at first I'm like, that's stupid. Why? But, and I don't mean to be negative, but the great thing is I found out who they were. It's going to be Adam Strange. It's going to be Hawkwoman.
Whoa.
And I think Brainiac will be involved. And that immediately, if you remember back in the 2006 or 2007, it reminded me of the Rann-Thanagar War.
Right.
And for those that don't remember, you can pick up that graphic novel just to kind of prepare yourself about the feud between these two aliens. Anyway, it's a lot of information. This is still brand new. You guys saw the teaser. Let's see what it brings.
Should be good.
They said the age of heroes would never come again.
It has to.
Hey, Leroy, you like Ben Affleck as Batman?
Yeah.
Well, it looks like you may not have him too long because there's some rumors that they want him out. They want him out as Batman. It's okay. It's all right.
You know, it's funny. I always said, I don't care what anyone says, I always said that Ben Affleck would be a great Batman.
He is.
And everyone yelled at me, oh, you're wrong, Batman, Daredevil. Shut up. You're all dumb. No, seriously. All jokes aside, Ben Affleck is a great Batman. Mm-hmm. But here's the problem that the studio made. Mm-hmm. They went straight to a Dark Knight Returns Batman. They're trying to make a universe with Batman, and they gave us an older Batman instead of starting him young.
And it seems like they're starting to realize that, because maybe that's why they're pushing him out or trying to push him out.
And it's so weird. I don't. Yeah. You know, the studios are trying to do this. We have the script. Ben Affleck was supposed to direct the new Batman movie, and they're trying to cut that out. And I think this is all due to the success of Wonder Woman. Now,
definitely.
They kind of want to start everything over.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. It's weird. Maybe they shouldn't have started with Dark Knight Returns Batman, but that doesn't mean that Ben Affleck was a bad Batman.
Right.
It's just that they started him so late in the career, and now they find themselves in a slump. Where do we go from here?
And it's interesting to see that he's trying to, sort of backtrack by saying he wants to play Batman, meaning that he doesn't want to be the one to leave, but it seems like it is more of the studio pushing him out and maybe do a soft reboot and maybe do a younger version of a Batman or Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. Not sure how I feel about that, but then again, I think we know the answer to that. So right off of San Diego Comic-Con news, they actually announced what the next Flash movie is going to be called.
Oh.
So it turns out that the Flash movie, the first solo Flash movie will be called Flashpoint.
Yeah.
And for those that know, Flashpoint is based on this story where the Flash goes back in time, tries to save his mother from getting killed, changes everything. Typical time travel story. You go back in time, you create this butterfly effect, everything changes.
Everything gets messed up. It becomes, Back to the Future. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Back to the Future, right. And we've seen it. There's the animated movie. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I think it's still on Netflix, but there's the graphic novel you can pick up. There's the animated movie, and they did it on the season 3 premiere of The Flash.
Yeah.
That they did that with. So the story is out there. So if you guys don't understand Flashpoint story, you have 3 sources you can go check out.
Yeah. And maybe that's the way that they get a new Batman.
Maybe. And I can see them rebooting the whole DC universe that way. So maybe this is their version of saying, listen, a lot of fans aren't happy with Batman versus Superman.
Right.
A lot of fans aren't happy with Man of Steel. I like Man of Steel. But a lot of fans aren't happy with these things. So what if this Flash movie is the way to start over like they do in comics?
Yeah.
It's interesting. A lot of people say, I want a movie just like the comics. Comics reboot all the time. Why not movies, and why not show in the story how they're rebooting it?
And another way to kind of expand that is maybe go and look at other characters like Batgirl, which was also announced at Comic-Con.
Yeah, but the thing is, are we going to get a Batgirl just like everything else? Are we going to get a Batgirl story from...
Oh, right, yeah.
Are we going to get a Batgirl story from the universe? If it gets rebooted, we don't know yet, because I think all our questions will be answered after that Flash movie.
Yep.
But Jeff Johns actually was saying, and I quote, Batman is more than Batman. It's been way too long since we've seen an expansion of that universe. We are doing Batgirl with Joss Whedon. It's going to be super exciting. He's going to start that next year. That's just a start. We want to explore the Batman universe in a big way. So we'll see. Will this be a reboot, or will this be a part of the universe we've already seen?
And will Ben Affleck be Batgirl?
So they are redoing Death of Superman.
Finally.
In 2 parts.
Which they should.
Yes. So we're going to have Death of Superman with the sequel of Reign of Superman. And I don't know if you remember the Doomsday movie that came out that started this all.
Yeah, it was a little weird. They kind of touched upon how Doomsday fought Superman, and they kind of mixed their kind of own version of it. I felt like it wasn't the true version of Superman versus Doomsday.
Exactly. I think they want to fix it. Because when they started, that was supposed to be the start of the DC animated films. So whether it was good or not, it started that trend that we have now with all these animated straight-to-video movies and things of that nature.
Right.
And then from then on, I think we were promised by this company that we're going to have a more faithful adaptation. So it's going to be more closer to the source material, and a lot of Superman fans are happy about that.
I know, I am. That was one that when it came out, it was a big, big, monumental issue of the death of Superman and Doomsday. And introducing Eradicator, Superboy, Steel.
And that's what the sequel's going to be. It's going to be Reign of Superman. It's going to be introducing those who you just said.
Cool.
So I'm really excited about that. On top of that, they're also going to do the Suicide Squad.
Cool.
It's an original.
Oh,
it's
so
an original.
Okay.
It's an original story, and it's... We don't know. Lately, DC Comics, they've been doing the rated R thing.
Yeah.
The rated R movies. So maybe this might be rated R. Maybe it might not be. Who knows?
A little edgier, yeah.
Right. Now, my question is, and what do you think? Do you think that if they're doing these Elseworlds, is this a way to get out of this continuity that we've been having lately? You know how, like, Justice League ties into Teen Titans? Well, what's your thoughts on that?
I think that it probably is just because wasn't Assault on Arkham kind of separate in a way when they did
it kind of was.
first?
Assault on Arkham was based on
like
the game.
A slight. So I feel like this is their way to kind of move away from this continuity and have like solid, separate single stories.
Okay.
Should be good.
Well, I'm excited. I am excited.
I am too.
You gotta get out of this neighborhood.
The Bright trailer just came out with Will Smith. And it's directed by...
David Ayer. Guy who brought you Suicide Squad. Guy who wrote Training Day. Which goes to show on a lot of his stuff. End of Watch. You know, so he definitely has this flair for police movies. But the interesting thing about this movie is written by Max Landis. Now, Max Landis is the guy who wrote Chronicle and also wrote Superman American Alien in the DC comic series. And you can tell that he is merging all of this fantastical stuff into this one movie, because on the one side we have what looks to be your run-of-the-mill cop movie, but is now infused with orcs and fairies and all this other stuff that it just makes it feel different. It could be a cop movie with Will Smith, but it feels so different.
You know what it is? This movie, from what I've seen, it's how you do politics correctly.
Too, yeah.
There's a lot of tension, as we already know. You just all you got to do is go online. There's a lot of political tension, everything, and it seems like this movie is not being too preachy, but it's showing us in a good way how divided we are, all the xenophobia that we're going through, everything.
Being afraid of flying creatures.
Being afraid of flying creatures, being afraid, racism. Oh, you're an orc. How dare you?
Yeah.
But it's a lot of commentary of what we're going through right now.
Yeah.
And it's how they used to do it. They used to do it with the old Star Trek show. And now it's more.
Even think X-Men.
Especially X-Men. So we need that more than ever. Not just because it's fantasy, but because all the crap we're going through right now. So I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, I like orcs.
I don't. Hey guys, thank you for watching. If you agree or disagree with anything we said, please feel free to subscribe anyway and leave your comments below.
Yeah.
Because we know if you definitely disagree, you definitely will comment. That's how the internet is these days.
Yeah. Or we'll just delete it. No, we won't.
No, we won't. We won't. He might.
We're not.
I won't. But also on Facebook, like us on Facebook.com. We do have a page there. Sometimes we post memes, sometimes we don't. But that's how you can keep track of our episodes. Until next time.
See ya.